Alright, so by far and away, probably the most challenging one on this study guide is number 19. You've seen this question numerous times, but I've never asked it like this. I stepped it up one notch on this one. It says, what is the total volume of the empty space not being taken up by the 9 spheres? So let's go through how we used to do this to find just the volume of the 9 spheres. They give you the formula, which is nice. 4/3 times pi times my r. Now this is where a lot of us have a hard time figuring out the r, where we'll say 12 or 6, but it's not 12 or 6. You need to figure out the r of one of these little guys. And if 3 of them make 12, how much is just one of them? Obviously one of them is just 4. 4, another 4, 8, and another 4 is 12. So that means that the r of one of these is just going to be 2. So now times 2 to the third. All you need to do is put this into your calculator and it will give you the volume of one of these spheres. So I'm going to put this into my calculator. I'm going to go 4/3. You have the 4ABC button, which would be nice. 4ABC, 3 will get you yours. And then you'll just go times pi. You have the times pi button on yours. Times 2 to the third. And I end up getting 33.5. Now, a lot of us leave it like this. Please make sure you're still listening to this. We cannot round it yet because that's just one sphere. I don't want the volume for just one sphere. I want the volume for all 9 of them. So I'm going to take this number and I'm going to multiply it by 9. Does everyone see why I'm multiplying by 9? 9 spheres. So let's take this without clearing it and multiply it by 9. And I end up getting 301.6, which is what we typically get. So now here's the new part to this question. Now that I know how much space is being taken up by those spheres, I need to find out what is the empty space not being taken up by those spheres. So what I need to do is I need to figure out all these little cracks and all this stuff right here. The way that I do that is I find the volume of this prism to begin with without any of the spheres in them. So if I find the volume of this prism, it says B times H. It's really what our reference sheet says. What that means is it says take the bottom, which is a rectangle, and the area of that rectangle is base times height. So 12 times 12, or 144. And multiply that by the height of this. Well, if this sphere is 4 inches that way, it's also 4 inches that way, which means that the height of this box, or this H, is 4. So it's 144 times 4. Using my calculator on that, I end up getting 576. So now that I know the whole box, and I know how much space is being taken up, 301.6, how do you think I find how much space is not being taken up? I obviously subtract the 2. So 576 minus 301.6, and I end up getting 274.4 inches cubed. Oops, that's not an N. Inches cubed. And that's it, guys. I know that was a long one. If you need to watch that one again, feel free.